Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Pelicans Plays here, man, and today we're discussing the new recruits that the Pelicans might be making in a few weeks. Now, of course, we all know the NBA draft is coming up, and it's a great time of year. So the Pelicans hold the 17th pick, which they can defer to the Lakers, which means the Lakers will get that pick, and we'll get the pick for next season, which is likely what's going to be happening. And we have the 21st pick in the first round. Now, there's a bunch of different routes that we could take. So the first thing is that the Pelicans obviously will have in mind, if we take a big man in this draft, it would mean most likely that Larry Nance or Jonas Valanciunas will no longer be on the Pelicans next season. Or we take a wing, that means Brandon Ingram most likely will not be on the team next season. Or we could take a guard approach, alright? So we've got a thing called the pre-draft workout. So the name speaks for itself. So basically we invite a few players in and they basically do a workout with each other. The scouts, the GM for the Pelicans will get to assess the players and the decision will be made from there on what way, and we have a meeting with them. So an interview will be conducted, which we'll get to see and which I will, commentate on, and they will do a workout. Now, here's the players on the list. I'll give you a breakdown. Now, the first player on the list is Zach Edey. Zach Edey was the best player in college basketball this season. However, he is another Jonas Valanciunas. So if we take this approach, everything you were saying about Jonas Valanciunas this season, the season before, it will happen again, all right? So we could take the Zach Edey approach, but there's other players on the list. Now you have Tyler Smith, played for G League Ignite. He has untapped potential, 6'10", lanky, wiry forward, can play a bit of a center as well. I think he has untapped potential. I think he's a great player. He didn't shoot too well at the combine, but this season for the Ignite, he shot at a high percentage. Jalen Tyson. Now, I saw this interview with Kenny Beecham. If you don't know who that is, king of the fourth quarter. He did an interview with him. Jalen Tyson has so much confidence. It's honestly impressive how much confidence that player has. And again, I like this player coming into our system. I feel like players like Dyson and others don't have that much confidence, so bringing in a guy that's ready to go straight away will help this team tremendously. However, bringing in Jalen Tyson means that Hawk, Herb, Jose, Dyson, CJ, it takes a big chunk of their minutes out. Alright, so bringing in another guard is scary, but if a trade's made, I don't know if it's such a bad thing. Then we have Kevin Cross, Izan Almanza, Ryan Dunn, Hunter Salas, Naquan Tomlin, and Jonathan Mogbo. Now quickly, Izan Almanza and Ryan Dunn are great players. However, they don't have a bag. They don't have an offensive bag at all. Now, do we really need another defender? No. We already have enough defenders on the squad. Trey, Herb, Jose, Naj. I'm thinking we need to get a big man center that's a great rim protector, and I'll give you some players on the list that I love. Now, if you don't follow me on Twitter, go do it now. Pelicans Plays on Twitter, Pelicans Plays on TikTok, Pelicans Plays on Instagram. I'm everywhere, bro, so go tap into that. But anyways, Yves Missy played for Baylor this season, 19 years old, freshman out of Baylor. Great player, phenomenal, untapped potential. Can work on him. I think that he does need a lot of work, but bringing him in for rim protecting purposes would be great. A big, chunky center, 7 foot, great wingspan, love the player. But here's my favorite player on this list, alright? His name goes by Kel'el Ware. Now, I'm a huge fan of Kel'el Ware. I even posted a mixtape on my TikTok about him. That's how much I love him. But here's a little bit about Kel'el Ware. Now, Kel'el Ware, he can shoot space. He has shades of Miles Turner. Miles Turner is another player that we've been looking at for years that we wanted to bring in. So this way we can get him in the draft. Now, he's projected 26th. We have the 21st pick, meaning that logically we can pick him. He might still be on the board. Maybe yes, maybe no. He wasn't too impressive at this NBA combine, so I think some scouts might be a little bit thrown off by him. But he's a 7'1" big man with elite rim protecting, elite athleticism, and pretty good shooting. He's another player like a Derek Lively that you can put him into a championship winning team or a win now team, and he could help you go on a run in the playoffs. Now, these are just two players that I love the most. I don't think Yves Messi is better than Kel'el Ware. I'd rather go Kel'el Ware. But another player on the list, I think, if we're going the guard approach, is Jared McCain. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Jared McCain's a TikToker. Jared McCain's this. Jared McCain's that. So we're a low market team. We're not one of the biggest teams like the Lakers and the Celtics. But bringing in a guy with a high social status like him, just like Zion, bringing on someone like him, it could boost the popularity of the franchise. It could expand the New Orleans Pelicans to what we've never seen before. Now, I do think Jared McCain's a great player. Do I think that he will fit well into our team? Probably not with all the guards that we have. But if we do end up moving on from Dyson, or we do end up moving on from Jose, whatever happens in the offseason needs to happen before the NBA draft, because the NBA draft will determine, because I don't want, hear me out, ready? What we did with Jordan Hawkins was crazy. Alright, so we get Jordan Hawkins. We faced a few injuries, which we've seen in the past, but Jordan Hawkins doesn't get the run. Now, that's not necessarily Willie Green's fault. We just drafted a guy that we probably didn't need at the time. Now, going to the season, we never thought that he'd play over Herb, CJ, Jose. We didn't know about Dyson. Now, they wanted to go for defense, which they'll definitely be doing that next season. So what's the purpose of bringing in another guard? Alright, so that's something to think about. And Jonas is an unrestricted free agent, and I have seen some trades speculating around Larry Nance Jr. We do have the option to pick up Najee Marshall. Whether that's done or not, I'm not too sure yet. Now, moreover, so I had a question the other day in my YouTube about Willie Green. He did get a contract extension. Now, I don't know how long for. It's a bit odd how the Pelicans didn't announce that on their Twitter, or didn't even publicly announce that at all. And it makes me think, I'm not too sure what's going on with that. So I'm assuming it's a 2-year extension. So we'll have him for next season and 2 seasons after that, because he's already on 1 more year. Now, I love Willie Green. I think he's a great guy. I've never spoken to him, obviously, but from what I've seen, he's a great guy. The players love him. He's a player coach. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with a player coach, but with us trying to make a championship run, or, make it past the first round, I think some changes need to be made. Now, not necessarily Willie Green, okay? I love Willie Green. I think he should stay. I think he's a great coach, and he's shown improvements. From his first season, we started 1-12, made our way, we're in the first round. We take the Suns to 6 games. Keep in mind, the Suns the season before went to 6 games in the NBA Finals, right? Great. Next season, we didn't do. We did a bit better in the regular season. I think we were 2 games over 500, which is great. Stepping stones. You gotta respect it. We miss out. I think we come 9th. We lose in the first playing game. Now that's fine. All right, that's fine. We make no changes to the rotation, so it's not necessarily Willie Green's fault. This season we win 49 games, I believe, or something near that. 46, 49 games. That's amazing. Alright, no team wins 49 games usually. Alright, that's great. Just because we came 8th seed overall, that's not bad. It was historically good. Never before. I do not think the West Conference is continuing to get better, but it was so good this season. So do I think Willie Green should go? No. Here's why. Because since he's been on this club, the only trade that we made was Devontae Graham for Josh Richardson. The only changes we've made is drafting Dyson, Jordan, EJ Liddell. That's the only changes. And, signing Cody Zeller. There's 0 changes been made other than that since he's been on the franchise. Except for, obviously, CJ McCollum joining halfway through his first season in the club. Doesn't count. So he hasn't been given much to work with. Yes, we've got a great team, but a lot of teams are changing. So I think how we assess it is we give him 1 more season. Changes will be made, and if he can't work with the changes that have been made, then I feel like James Borrego's the go. Now, thank you all for watching the video. I hope I answered you guys' question on Willie Green. I'll be talking more about the NBA draft leading up to it. Kel'el Ware is my number 1 pick for us in this NBA draft. If we can't get Kel'el Ware, Yves Missy, or Zach Edey. And with that being said, man, please go into my TikTok lives. I'm starting tomorrow. And with that being said, man, I love you guys, and I'm out. Peace.